Hello there and welcome back to Birdcage Craft Studio with me, Sue Ralph. Today I'd like to share a tutorial with you on how to make Gerdera daisies. I had a look on YouTube a little while ago and I found one by Noel with Stampin' at Noel, and I really like the idea of these flowers, so I thought I'd have a go at making them with you today. So let me just move some of these out of the way, and what we're going to be doing today is this one on a stem and then a slightly smaller one. So let's get busy. Okay, so you want to cut out or punch, or if you've got a die cut, 5 of the larger petals, and this is what I've used. I've used the Sizzix one, so I'm going to use 5 large ones and 6 small ones. And then as you can see, I have put little black dots on just to show you, to save time, where to put your glue. So you want to put glue on 4 of them, and then you want to layer them all up. So you want to make sure that they are actually crossing over so that you can't see any white space when you're putting all your petals together. And you keep stacking them on each other until you've got all 4 of them, and then the one without the glue goes on the very top. Okay, so to save time, I've actually made one, and there it is. And the next step we're going to do is to put it on the stem. Now, a little trick that I found out, I don't know if you can actually see this very well, but the paper has a like sort of fuzzy look to it. And what I've done is I've got a piece of cardstock and I put it through a paper crinkler. And then I put it down and used my bone folder, and I just kept going over it to break the fibres down. And then what happens, that enables you to then, after a little bit more time than this, take your paper and you should be able to open it up and get this sort of soft paper inside. And that's what I'm going to be using for the stem and the back of the flower. Okay, so I've already got a piece ready because it takes a little while, and what you need to do is you need to put some strong double-sided tape down. So I'm just going to cut along that length like so, and then I'm going to use just an ordinary drink straw. So you can get that in focus for you. Not very good, is it? There you go, because I'm working on the side, it makes things a little bit more difficult. And then what you need to do with the straw, in a minute you're going to cut it probably about ½ an inch. So you need to start the paper for the stem from there downwards, because you want to leave that plastic. Okay, so let's take off the top part to get the sticky. And this is always the tricky bit. There we go, there's one. 2, and then you want to lay your straw down on the one side. Don't forget to leave that bit of a gap at the top. Okay, and try and stick the straw along the top of the paper. Oh, it never works when you want it to. Okay, and then once you've got your straw down, you just really want to try and roll it towards yourself and get that straw covered in the paper. If you keep rolling it on the flat surface, hopefully you get it nice and smooth and a nice tight finish. And then I just like to roll it, and then you see you've got that covered with that end bit. Now you need to get yourself a little bit of double-sided tape, and you just need to wrap it. Whoops, out of focus again, sorry. You just need to wrap it around your straw, and again you want to try and take the top off, which is causing me problems today. Okay, so then you've got your length of tape, and just twist it around, and then you've got it there. Okay, and then you just need to take your scissors and you just need to snip. See if I can get in a bit closer for you. You just want to try and snip all the way down to that cardstock into 3, and then what you should end up with is this, and you can pull them out, and that's actually what's going to stick onto your flower in just a minute. Okay, right, let me put that to one side. Now, the other thing that you need to do with a scallop punch is to punch out a green base, and also you'll need one just for the inside the flower, so the same cardstock, and then you need an extra one for very underneath when we go to put the flower together. I've done all that, and then what I'm going to do is I've made myself a template with a hole in it, and I'm going to bring in my chomper, and I'm going to layer the cardstock and the green disc together, put my white cardstock on top with a hole in it, and then I'm going to make sure that I can punch the hole in exactly the same place. Now, the reason doing this is just to give the flower some stability. So with the cardstock, I'm just going to put some Tombow glue on it, and then I'm just going to pop it into the centre of the flower, like so, and that will just keep everything in place there. Okay, and the green disc, I'm just going to pop it on the back of the flower. Okay, and then when you thread your straw through, it shouldn't wobble around too much, and if you can, just try and maybe make sure that you get that hole matching up. So now what you need to do is you need to get your straw and take it from the base, okay, and then you just need to wiggle it through your flower. You should be able to do that quite easily, and then pull it all the way to the top, and then just push those little bits that you put the tape on down, and that will just hold the top of the flower in place. Okay, and what you can do then is you can just scrunch up your flower head if you've made it a little bit flat, and then what you need to do is you need to put some more Tombow, or you can use double-sided tape, it's entirely up to you, and you want to put your flower head right into the middle, like so. Just give it a good push down, and then you've got your Gerbera daisy. And then just to finish off, just going to put a little bit more Tombow just in the middle, and then I'm going to use my boho punch, and the little one here, I'm just punching one of those out in some brown, and then I've got just a little disc there, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it into the centre of my hand, and I'm just going to push it down just to break those fibres down again a little bit, not too much, and then just place it just in the middle of the Gerbera daisy. And that white you can see is the glue, but that will actually just dry clear. And then if you want to, you can get yourself another green disc with a hole, and you can put that on the underside again if you want a little bit of extra. So that's the first flower. Now the second flower, you build it the same. I'm going to bring in a slightly different colour scheme this time. So again, we've got 5 of the medium heads, 6 of the small heads, and then what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to take another green disc, no hole punch this time. I'm just going to pop some glue in there. I've got some leaves which I've punched out, and this is from the Framelets Secret Garden. You need 2 of those. Just pop them all out, and then I'm on that green disc, I'm just going to lay my leaves across it. Okay, just like that, and then just pop just a little drop more glue over the top. Put my large ring of petals down, just press it down, just maybe a little bit more glue into the centre, and then again pop my middle part in, just a bit of a press down, and again I've got another little brown centre with my little boho blossom here, and again just break the fibres down very, very slightly. A little bit more glue, and then just hold that in place. Okay, and you can always fluff up the flowers a little bit then if you want to. Okay, so there we have the small flower, and that's the one that I put on the bottle, and then you have your larger Gerbera daisies, which if I can show you, there we go, and that goes in your bottle. I'll just bring this, wrong way, all the way back, and then just so that you can see some of the things that I've done today. If you have any questions, then please get in touch. I'll be quite happy to answer them. Okay, bye.